For 18 years in marriage, Brother Madakujka could not receive a child. But in 2013, he heard from his younger brother what the Lord was doing. He was not a believer then. He traveled from South Africa, where he was working, to see it for himself. When he arrived, he went to see Brother Zhao and was prayed for. According to the time of life, in March of 2018, they received a baby girl and they are now believers.
Satan has to flee.
During one of the services in 2014, a lady was brought with a breast that was swollen and reached the pelvic area. Brother Zhao asked the ministers in the tabernacle to come and pray for the lady. After prayer, the lady asked to be baptized. The baptism wasn't easy due to her condition. Afterwards, she went home. Within a month, she was well. She was taken to the hospital for tests, and the results showed that she had no cancer anymore. Today, Sister Kamuzu Jr. is well and a believer.
Satan's tried to stop us, but the Church of Jesus.
In mid-2013, while ministering in Dundee, an elderly lady, Miss Parware, was brought to Brother Zhao. She was using a walking stick. Brother Zhao asked her what the problem was, and she said she had a lump on her hip that was making it difficult for her to walk. After talking to her, they prayed, and after the prayer, the brother asked her to feel where the lump was, and she was shocked to feel it was no longer there. As she was leaving, she turned back and started crying. The brother asked her what the problem was again, and she said, "I have a son, Sirizai, who was born 40 years ago lame. He cannot walk." They prayed again. When the lady got home, she was surprised to see her son kneeling against the wall. She called his name. He responded. He used to stammer, but now he spoke clearly. He rose up, and that's when she realized that he had been healed. Today, both mother and son are believers.
In the name of the Lord.
Retired Keno Murumbo is a former freedom fighter and ex-commander of the 2 Brigade in Dundee. He was suffering from the Parkinson's disease and was addicted to snuff, known in Shona as Mute. So in June 2014, the brothers were organizing a tent meeting in Dundee. They hired the men's tent for use during the meeting. The men said, "I will give you my tent for free, but I'll come to supervise its use." So he came, but during the service he was touched by the message. He asked to be prayed for. He was prayed for, and the visible tremors stopped, and the craving for snuff vanished. The next day he was baptized, and now he's a believer.
In the name of the Lord. In the name of the Lord. Yes, we've got the power. We've got the power. In the name of the Lord.
Brother Zhao's nephew had a young child, Kudakwashi, who had a rare condition. His spine and hip were not joined, so the child could not turn on her bed, and when holding the baby, they would hold both the upper and lower bodies. So one day, there was a funeral in the family, and the baby and its mother came. The mother brought the child to Brother Zhao. He started to testify to her. She believed, and Brother Zhao asked her to make her life right. Afterwards, they prayed for the child. While he was holding the child, he felt him jerking. He gave the boy back to the mother. The mother took the boy and started to walk away. But as she did, she felt the child turn, and that shocked her, and she almost dropped the child. Within minutes, the child could sit and walk on his own. Kudakwashe lost his mind at an early age. He never stayed home, but would wander around the village. The only way the family could feed him was when they would leave his food at an ant hill close to the homestead, and he would pick it up and eat. One day, Brother Madana went to the homestead to invite the family for service because the father was suffering from a social disease. While they were talking, the boy arrived. The father pleaded with the brother that he pray for the boy rather than him. So the brother called the boy by name, and for the first time, the boy responded. He came and they told him to kneel, and he did. They prayed for him. From that day, he started to get better. The next Sunday, of his own volition, he came to church. People around the village saw him coming and they followed. That day, the church was full of people who wanted to see what would happen. After the service, he was prayed for, and from that day, he is normal. The news spread like wildfire throughout the village till it reached the ears of the village head. The village head was paralyzed, the left side, so he was carried to church the next service day. While the service went on, the village head just rose from his seat. He was healed. He sneaked out of the service and went home. When the service was over, the brothers had almost forgotten about the village head. But while they were fellowshipping outside the church, they heard someone shouting, "Pastor, Pastor." And when they turned to look, they were surprised to see the village head riding a bicycle. He had sneaked out to pick his bicycle to show that he was healed.